Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Orc Hunter. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we're going to kick things off with Feralis, with the Frey Feather Hippogriffs in the Southern Wilds. It's basically the only remaining quest we have in this zone, although there might be follow-ups. And basically what we're looking to do is wrap up anything we have in our standard, I guess more traditional 40 to 50 zones. So we're going to finish up Feralis, and then we're going to finish up Tenaris as well. And we should be arriving at Camp Mawache now. There are some green quests here. I believe this might be a part of one of the quest chains for maybe tribal leatherworking or something like that. Maybe one of the leatherworking specializations. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I don't think we'll need it. There's plenty of experience to be gained across ton of different zones still that I think should easily take us to max level. So we'll see how far we get today in Feralis. We'll see if there's anything that will come after these Frey Feather Hippogriffs, which we've killed before. But I know this music, if that's how you pronounce it, can be, I think it's a pretty lengthy quest chain, and I can't remember at what point we are in that chain, so we're going to go as far as we can with that. We'll see how far that chain leads us. And then if we have the time, we'll head back to Tenaris to finish up what we've got going on there. Really love how dark Feralis gets in the evening hours. Even at dusk, like right before night, the canopies really block out the sun. So you've just got this kind of like dark green hue that blankets the zone. Alright, we should be arriving shortly, and oh, would you look at that? We actually have a chance to drop long, elegant feathers for that quest we picked up back in the hinterlands. So maybe we can knock that out too. That would be fairly helpful. Although we're probably not going to go back to the hinterlands for a little bit, so it might take some time for us to get back there, but we'll see how this goes. If it's a common enough drop rate, we'll just take care of it now, and it should be fine. Back in the high wilderness, let's get started. To use an item on them. Already forgot. Hippogriff Music Vessel. Would have been helpful to use that before we skin them. So let's not make that mistake moving forward. I guess using the item that makes them disappear anyway. We'll have to sacrifice our skins. Got a 30-second cooldown on it. Suppose we can just keep killing stuff while we wait. I mean, I guess they were expecting you to do this around level 45 or so, not level 53, so I guess this is to be expected. We've got 2 long, elegant feathers already. Honestly, at this rate, we could probably kill and skin some before this comes off of cooldown and still have something to use it on. Looks like the long, elegant feathers only come off of the females, it would seem. As far as I can tell, at least. We have picked up a few already, so maybe we want to head back a little bit and try to focus on the ones that will actually drop them. Well, I mean, we've got one more to go, so I guess we might as well just finish it up. I'm not gonna, I'd rather finish the stuff in Tenaris before we deal with the long, elegant feathers, so we can just hold on to them for now. Let's just head back to Camp Moache and make sure we can complete the rest of this quest line. We've made it back to the main road. Let's get back to camp. And let's try to figure out how many more of these we'll have to do before we can put Feralis to bed. I just like one or two more if I had to guess. We are back. Let's see what we got next.
Relax. Later. Okie-dokie.
Got Sprite Darters or Sprite Dragons. Okay. I think those might actually be at a lower level than the Fray Feather Hippogriffs. I don't really... Yeah, I guess they're sprinkled about the northwest portion of the zone, but yeah, there's a whole lot more here right beneath the Grim Totem compound. I've had to kill a bunch of these already for a different quest. I know we talked about the difference between, you know, kind of like the where the line is drawn for gray versus green enemies, because it kind of feels like it's changed over the years. Okay, these guys are doing the same quest, it looks like. Okay, level 45, so they're not as low as I thought that they would be. I thought they'd be a little bit lower. Looks like that line is drawn at least 12 levels, because this long-tooth runner is gray to us. So maybe the number's 11 levels. Something becomes gray to you, even if you have rested experience. Looks like we might have to do some waiting on this one. We may have to even go over to the twin colossals to pick up a few more of these. If we're gonna have to wait. We need 2 more. I've got one dead one right beneath us. We're gonna have to find one more. Don't see any others hiding. Go. Nice quick one. Jump up top, but I guess we're gonna have to go around. I did check our level 54 abilities while I was in Thunder Bluff in between episodes, just because we are not terribly far off, and there's not too much to pick up. we can pick up a new rank of multi-shot and explosive trap, I believe. So it's a fairly skippable one, but you know, if we already find ourselves in some sort of major town or city, you know, we might as well just pick it up when we can.
Hello, man. See ya later.
Ooh, that one only rewarded 1,500 experience, so I wonder if that quest was actually kind of great to us. Kill 3 wandering forest walkers. Okay.
Okie dokie.
That one is going to be a little bit trickier because they are definitely kind of by themselves. Looks like we can find one. We can find one to the north, one to the south, and then one kind of like right next to Dire Maul. So let's check north first. We actually saw one while we were, I think we killed one actually while we were working on the hippogriffs. They tend not to be targeted since they are neutral and typically not used for too many quests. This might be like one of the only ones. I think we had one other quest where we had to kill them for some like logs or something. So I guess it's possible. At least on Horde side, that some of these players could be looking for the same. And the dots on the map are very helpful for a few things, but when it comes to enemies like this, they tend to patrol, so you don't really know which direction they could have gone. I have to imagine the Trent wouldn't cross the river though, so... Maybe he spawns over by the river, but it's possible that he walks a lot farther away. Alright, once we get over to the Grim Totem compound, if we don't see him, we'll just head south and try there instead. Yeah, alright, let's cross the main road and check over by the Woodpall Knolls. There we go. Wandering Forest Walker. picked up a BOE green. A one-handed sword of the monkey. That's pretty good. I am sure there's a rogue out there that would buy that. Why don't we get a small flame sack? I guess from the sprites. It's interesting. Yeah, you know what? I do remember that. We have picked up those before. Alright, well we didn't have any luck up north, so I suppose we'll go over by Dire Mall and we'll try the one north of the road first. And I think there was one over by the hippogriffs as well that we could also try. Get a little bit closer to Dire Mall. Yeah, just because I imagine the Forest Walker might patrol these this area too. Not seeing him yet. I really feel like these quest markers aren't really all that helpful for this kind of thing. It really feels like they could just be anywhere in the woods. There he is. Yeah, especially considering that the one that is marked in the high wilderness towards the bottom here is definitely not where we found him. Found him much higher, you know, closer to the hippogriffs. All right, let's go back towards our fray feather friends, and we'll see if we can find that last walker. That is dead. But we can still use the vessel anyway, so perfect. That'll do. We got what we need. Let's get back to camp. Really glad I decided to save this quest line for a bit later, just so we could have an excuse to come back to Feralis and just enjoy the atmosphere of the zone, the aesthetics. I just love being in areas like this, and this was the perfect quest to end on because it involves a lot of traveling back and forth. Even traveling on the main road in this zone is awesome.
How you doing, man? Be seeing ya.
Oh boy, we still have more to go for this. And this time we're looking at the cliff giants.
Later.
Well, I did say that I wanted to do some traveling, and that I'm glad that we're doing so. Yeah, we are heading all the way up to the Twin Colossals. The Giants should be in pretty healthy supply. Not a quest, I think, or not an enemy that is typically farmed or anything for any reason. Awesome. Once again, along the main road. This time we'll be in the northwest portion of the region, which is probably my favorite part of the region. The Twin Colossals it's just amazing. It's one of the few areas in the forest where the canopy kind of opens up, and the light is allowed to, whether it's the moonlight or the sunlight, it's allowed to shine on the, the waterfalls that come down from the two pillars. Getting pretty close now. Probably not going to be too much longer. We'll head off the road to the left. I guess just before the Twin Colossals. Yeah, this path leading up to the first one here is like, it's got to be one of my favorite spots. Just like an Olive Classic. Perfect screenshot material. Yeah, I guess we can go down the hill here. Oh, what is that? Oh, you're a rare spawn. Hello. Rash Ethis. I was going to say, very odd. Oh my god, he disappeared. Okay. But we're still oh, he's over there now. I was gonna say we're still targeting him. Interesting. I don't think I've seen this one before. Yeah, I mean, I was like, that's got to be something special because he's white. I think all the screechers in the zone are typically red. Let's see what he drops. Ooh, Righteous Cloak of Agility. 12 agility. Oh my god. Is that better than what we have now? 8 stand, 10 attack power. It's got slightly more armor, so like maybe it's better. I don't know. I mean, we could sell this probably for a decent amount. I want to see if it's like better, but it's going to be kind of hard to tell. I never know like what's going to be stronger. I'm assuming 12 agility is going to be stronger than 10 attack power though. We don't really care about stamina that much. Let's just do it. So we'll pay attention to our range. Attack damage here. 223 is where it starts at, I guess. Okay, it went up to 225. That's good. Plus attack power doesn't give us extra critical strike chance, like agility does, I believe. I think agility also gives us like armor and stuff too. Yeah, increases armor and chance to dodge. Agility was such a strange stat. Yeah, okay, so it gives us more attack power than the actual attack power, and we're getting crit out of it too, so that is really cool. Didn't expect to get an upgrade today. We are now entering giant territory. Oh, this is an elite quest. Okay. Okay, we can do this. It's actually going to be a pretty decent challenge because they're only 4 levels lower than us instead of like, 10 if we've been kind of used to the last few episodes. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, they're going to go down just fine, it looks like. They come with a war stomp. It's a 5-second stun. I'm sure it's doing a lot of damage to Ripper whenever it goes off. Looks like we can take on 2 at a time before we have to stop and drink. I really love the darker models of the Landwalkers. It's really cool. I don't think you kind of see that color palette anywhere else in the game. They really don't deal as much damage as I thought, and even though we do have a 4-level advantage, it feels like they're going down a lot faster too than than I would have initially thought. This is one of the reasons why I picked the Hunter, though. Not that, you know, we couldn't solo this on a different class, potentially, but it certainly becomes significantly easier with this class. And solo content tends to be my favorite part of World of Warcraft in general, regardless of the version, so... The Hunter, I just gravitate a lot more to this class than I ever had before. Let's get our buff food going. Help with mana regeneration a little bit. Doing something to me. Can't tell what it is. Oh, boulder. It's throwing a boulder at me. It's very hard to tell. 2 more to go. And I have to imagine we're at the end here of this very long quest chain. One more. Very, very nice. Hopefully that is the last one. That would be a really great way to end things with this zone. Yeah, I guess we never actually went down to the docks and you know, dealt with like the sea giants or anything like that. But that's okay. I'm okay with skipping it. And all we have to do is get Daenerys wrapped up, and then we won't have to worry about any 40 to 50 zones left. I guess there's, you know, technically there's zones like Searing Gorge, which I guess, you know, you could argue start at like 45 or whatever, but you know, as far as you know, we still got the hinterlands too, I suppose, with the Jintha Allure Elite quests. But honestly, that's going to be ending up being more of a dungeon than you know, than questing. And I'm still having fairly great difficulty finding groups for dungeons around this level. Every Maradon or Maradon, however you pronounce it, every run of Amara is basically a princess run at this point. And everybody that's queuing for Sunken Temple is either, you know, boosting for it or they're a DPS, pretty much. And I don't blame, you know, especially if there's a lot of new players still playing Anniversary. Sunken Temple is so intimidating as a tank, especially. You know, considering you're playing the role that is expected to know the dungeon and where to go. And Sunken Temple is definitely one of those classic dungeons that you can very, very easily get lost in. But once we wrap up our Hunter quest in Ashara, I'm gonna do my best to try to get into one of those groups for Sunken Temple at least. And I have a feeling we're not going to be able to queue for much else after that. All the other dungeons afterwards are more so reserved, I feel like, for max level. And I'm not even sure if we're going to need some gear to even enter those dungeons to begin with. I'm sure we can take on most of Blackrock Depths, but Stratholme, Skolomance, which I think needs like a quest for, you know, dungeons like that. Not sure if you need some preliminary pieces before you could really, you know, succeed within them. But I could be totally overthinking it. My main concern is just to get to 60. And I'm going to be overjoyed with that alone. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind doing some more questing after we hit 60, just to earn some extra cash, maybe. I'd like to just explore the world. If there are any grinding spots that are decent, you know, maybe we can find some in multiple locations, in multiple zones that I actually enjoy a lot. And just kind of prepare for TBC. Alright, we are back in Camp Moache. Let's go ahead and turn this in, and hopefully this will be it. Let's find out.
Who you will see ya later. Later. Okie dokie.
Weapons of Spirit. Wants you to wait for a moment while he prepares the weapons. Beautiful. Cool. So we're going to get an extra chunk of experience and a weapon. There's a main hand axe that has agility on it, but that's it. And I don't think we really care about it compared to what we have now. We do technically have the ability to dual wield. Yeah, I'm not so sure that's a common thing to do in vanilla. I don't know where we're gonna find like another weapon. It would be cool to like dual wield axes, I guess. It'd be fun.
What you want? See ya later.
Let's get Weapons of Spirit turned in. We'll take whatever is going to give us the most gold, probably. Yeah, either this staff or this two-handed axe. I mean, it looks sick. But I feel like, you know, warriors are going to have the whirlwind axe by this point, so I don't know who else is going to really use it. All right, that is going to do it for Alice, and that is going to do it for me for today. We are sitting at 3 bars away from 54. We are progressing nicely. And we're going to head into Daenerys to see if we can wrap up that zone as well in the next episode. And if we have time, depending on how much we get through, we can simply hearth back to the crossroads, I guess. And we can go to Ashara. Or I could even go into Unguro and simply pick up the flight path, you know, so that we have it and that we're kind of ready to go when we're going to enter that zone. But yeah, let's just focus on Daenerys next. And as always, I appreciate you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.